I turned 37 this year. That means that half of my life I've been exploring ideas with Jeff. There's a level of trust that you can't describe or feel. You can only feel it and believe it. It's faith. It's a faith-based thing. So I have all the reason in the world to believe that the next 18 years will look like the past 18 years. But other than that, we don't have a goal, right? Jonathan O'Brien, the first person to work with us, he said, I would be happy if no matter how long I stayed here and however successful PlayLab is, that at 80 years old, we are on a porch in Virginia where we're all from drinking whiskey. And I was like, that's a business model, but it's like a business goal that you would find in a history book 100 years from now. And I think we're looking at things from that perspective. Jeff always jokes like he's following me with a camera, like he's shooting a documentary. He's like, what are we thinking now? Like the joke being like, we only think about it in context of like, what is the thing we're crafting as we're crafting it? And are we putting our money where our mouth is, so to speak, daily? That James Victory quote of like, are you climbing a mountain every day for this thing? And we have to do it in that way. So I think about it a lot in terms of like, any artist would want a show, an exhibition at the Museum of Modern Art. But what does PlayLab look like in 50 years if there is a PlayLab exhibition at MoMA or the Guggenheim in New York, and it's every single person that ever worked here and everything they did while they were here on display. And it was somehow an invitation for that to be continued or open sourced or whatever. That's this sort of like mentality here is, what does that look like? Looking back on it in that perspective, well, we all die. No matter what I do today, I'm going to die tomorrow or the next. So the money, as long as I can take care of my wife, my kid, and myself, we're good. We're good. And money comes and goes, but everything else is more important every time. And history's proven that one. I don't have to prove that one. So we have to just continue that course. Not to say we're not going to take and make smart business decisions, but in the process of pursuing those things, we have to do this thing.
Because it's within you already as far as what your interests are and probably who you guys are as human beings, but also because there's a level of faith involved, right? Because I would assume running a practice like yours is not always easily financially and not always stable, but you have, because of this long-term 50-year vision of this gallery in the future, that's the end goal in a sense, and so therefore you're accepting of, I don't know, bumps in the road along the way.
Yeah, because I look at Olafur Eliasson's practice in Berlin, 100 people, full-time chef, kitchen, cookbook, archivists, researchers, architects, designers, writers, you name it. Sounds great. I want that. I want it because it looks like a family. But I'm like you guys looking at PlayLab. I don't fully know how it works.
Well, you could interview him and then ask him all these questions.
It may not be as enchanting when you're in the middle of it.
Yeah.
But from the outside, it seems really special. And I can see that happening. I can equally see nobody being here, us not having a studio, and it's Jeff and I in a desert in a one-room apartment doing the same thing. Mm-hmm. And I think that's the difference, is that it doesn't matter. It matters because I really want to be around people, and I find that to be the success. Right? But if it scaled back down to Jeff and I, maybe it does someday. Maybe it scales back down just two old men attempting something together. That would be great too. And because it's our journey. And I'm good with that. If I went through this whole world with all of the crazy people in it, evil people, bad people, good people, in between people, all of it, and I came out with one person that I trusted, I hit the jackpot. So once you have that, why would you want anything else?
Damn, dude.
That's how I look at it.